Test. Test. Yeah, but where are you gonna go when you're 16? Like the skate park or something? At best. At best. What's up? Dude, we out here. Oh shit, I started streaming. Yeah, I'm chilling. I just want to watch some YouTube on stream and hang out. What's up, guys? We out here. I'm just trying to hang out. I'm gonna watch YouTube anyway, so I thought, why not monetize it? I'll just put it on stream. I've been watching a lot of Gideon lately, so I thought, what if we watch Gideon watch things? That's pretty funny, right? Nah, I'm just fucking around. Um, let's watch some JCS. Just gonna put this on real quick. I really like The Legend of Jeff. I want to watch that because I found Jeff on YouTube. He has his own channel. So we're gonna watch The Legend of Jeff, and then from there we're gonna watch Jeff's videos. Give him some publicity. He deserves it, even though he's 10 times bigger than me in terms of channel size and meat. All right, base.
Am I under arrest?
For now.
I'm under arrest?
Yeah, I'll explain everything. Before I explain myself to you, before we talk to each other, I need to read your rights, okay?
What am I under arrest for?
Well, like I said, I need to read your rights first. Obviously, the charge is robbery, okay? Yeah, I'll explain
I'm
everything.
under arrest for robbery?
You are, but let me read your rights real quick, okay? And I'll explain it all to you. Is that okay? Let me do that real fast.
All right, we chill.
Okay. Can you read with me? Just read in your head, okay? Before we ask you any questions, you must understand what your rights.
This guy's a fucking G. All right, bro.
Yo, could I hop on the train with you?
Yeah, why not? How so?
Don't I just need a kick or whatever?
I'm just doing it on YouTube because Kick is too complicated. You gotta like do a bunch of weird shit.
Oh. Don't cats usually use Discord for this?
Yeah, you can just call me on Discord and whatever.
Alright.
All right,
Alright. Peace, bro.
peace. Well, I'll see you in like a second, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So Malcolm's gonna hop in the stream with us, bro. Let's see what we got here. So, yeah, Malcolm's gonna hop in the chat. We're gonna watch Legend of Jeff. Then we're gonna watch Jeff. Vibes. Total vibes. Absolute vibes. Hold on. All right. I'm sorry. I'm live. So what's up? We chillin'. Let's watch this video.
Your rights are. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. Does that make sense? You probably heard
Wait, I
these
don't even
before,
have
haven't
Malcolm
you?
on Discord. The fuck?
Does that make sense? Do you understand your rights?
Hold on a second. I don't even have Malcolm on Discord. The fuck? I don't know what this man is thinking.
Yeah,
Bro, I don't even have you on Discord.
yeah, no, I was about to text you.
Oh shit, am I getting hacked?
Hacked. What the fuck? My bad. I was trying to use the contact thing to find you on here. I think I typed you.
Oh! Bro, cause I got the fucking password recovery shit. Yeah, bro, like you're trying to log into my account. No,
No,
it doesn't work
I
like
just
that.
no, I just typed in your number instead of mine for like verifying. I did it by mistake.
Yeah.
I was
Nah.
let me go back.
Nah, you have a Discord username. You find people with that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know your username.
It's medium D speaks with spaces
Alright.
and then no space after speaks. Number 3103. So number sign 3103.
What's the number again? I'm sorry.
Number 3103. Medium D speaks number 3103.
You said it's all spaces in between medium D.
Yeah, but no space after speaks.
Didn't work.
Bro.
There's medium space D space speaks number 3103.
Yeah.
It's not working. Oh, it has to be capital.
Yeah. The M, the D, and the S. Yeah.
I didn't know this case sensitive.
Yeah, it says it. But it's so small. There you go. There you go. All right. All right. Bet. All right, we bringing Malcolm in here. Let me just set up the Discord real quick. Let's do a. Well, the desktop audio should just come through, right? Hello. Hello. Oh, all right. I could be heard. All right. I should check this on my phone, see if I could hear myself. We're gonna hop in here with Malcolm, set this shit up. All right, we bringing Malcolm in here. Let me just set up the Discord real quick. All right, perfect. Well, actually, let me stop that. That's silly. All right, perfect. So, all right, bro. Hello? Yo. Yeah, you don't have to do video because I can only put you on audio anyway. All right. And then let me do another window capture. Let's do Discord. Boom. Let's put that in the corner. All right, perfect. All right, so we watching The Legend of Jeff. Hello?
Who is that?
It's on YouTube. Here, I'll make a watch party. I'll make a watch party. Nope. Nope. There we go. I got too many tabs open. Alright, let's make a watch party. And then I'll invite you to the watch party. Here you go. just come in there and we can watch it together.
I just clicked on it. Disappeared.
Oh, you're in the Destiny server now?
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah.
Oh, alright. I see you. Alright, so let's get in the watch together. Okay, I don't give a shit about this at all. There we go. Alright, there we go. Alright.
Valid access code. Please use a valid invitation link.
Here, hold up. Try this one. That should work.
What is this about?
Just, bro, just click on the link.
Yeah, it took me to some weird ass shit. No, now I'm in it. I'm in it now.
Oh, I see you. All right. All right, so we're going to watch The Legend of Jeff.
Alright.
All right.
Am I under arrest?
For now.
I'm under arrest?
Yeah, I'll explain everything, but before I explain myself to you, before we talk to each other, I need to read your rights, okay?
What am I under arrest for?
Well, like I said, I need to read your rights first. Obviously, the charge is robbery, okay? Yeah, I'll explain everything.
I'm under arrest for robbery?
You are, but let me read your rights real quick, okay? And then I'll explain it all to you. Is that okay? Can you let me do that real fast? All right, Jeff. Can you read with me? Just read in your head, okay? Before we ask you any questions, you must understand what your rights are. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. Does that make sense? You've probably heard these before, haven't you? Does that
Damn.
make sense? Do you understand your rights? Do you understand your rights, Jeff? Yes or no? You understand? Do you understand what I read you? Do you comprehend what I read you? Jeff, I'm just here to talk to you and figure out what happened and move you on out of here, at least some of it. So do you understand the rights I read to you?
If you got something that says you didn't do this robbery, this is your chance to talk to us.
Okay, good cop.
No, usually I'm the prick.
You look like the prick.
This is Jeff. Jeff is a heroin addict and has been for the last 14 years. He is 6'5", weighs 153 pounds, and has now found himself in the unfortunate circumstance of being charged with armed robbery. This is in the state of Georgia, so if found guilty, they will render him the minimum term of 10 years without parole, up to the maximum term of life in prison. Jeff has been through the system multiple times over, and he will know that if indeed found guilty, his sentence will be considerably longer than the minimum 10 years due to his previous convictions.
Jeff, do you understand your rights? Yes or no? I'm not asking if you want to talk to me at this point. I just want to know, do you understand what I read to you?
So am I under arrest?
Yes, you're under arrest.
Get me back to the cell. I don't talk to you motherfuckers.
Okay, there you go.
You want a Coke?
This is like exactly what you should do if you're ever like arrested by the police. Even if you did the thing, whether you did the thing or not, right? They literally just told bro, they said, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you, right? And he went, bro really said, what?
What did he say?
Bro, he said that he has the right to remain silent, so he really went. You feel me?
Doing something with your mouth that I can't see.
No, I'm staying silent. I'm remaining silent. I'm like Jeff. Like, bro, look.
Oh, you see, he said something. If he stayed silent, he didn't say anything then.
I'm saying he went.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Now, Jesus Christ, bro. So this man, he went. Am I under arrest? Yup. I'm gonna read you your rights. What am I under arrest for? The charge is robbery. Okay. Reads him his rights. Do you understand what I just told you? That's your answer right there. He understands what you just told him. Because he's remaining silent. Never talk. Never talk. Never. Don't talk to police. Do not. It's that easy. It's so easy.
Yeah, I already know.
It's so fucking easy. Look at this man. This man is literally on heroin. And he knows better than 99% of motherfuckers in this situation.
Right. Well, why are you watching this?
I love these videos, bro.
Oh, man.
And it turns out Jeff saw this video and he started his own YouTube channel. So we're going to watch this and then we're going to check out Jeff's content to see how Jeff is doing. Because in this video, he starts withdrawing from heroin and he's falsely accused of a crime he did not commit. So I got to find out how to go for Jeff. Nobody knows except for Jeff and anyone who's seen his videos. But you don't watch these, bro? These videos do fucking numbers.
Nah.
Yeah, these videos do fucking... Whenever this dude uploads, he does the... Bro, just watch.
You gonna be able to pop it open, or you need me to?
Jeff has become somewhat of a cult figure in the domain of interrogation footage. His recognition seems to have grown through his own popularity, as opposed to the notoriety of his crimes, like most others. Conveying the exact reasoning behind this can be tricky, as the interest in this character will no doubt vary by the individual. Yet we've found the most collective reason can be explained through a single pop culture reference: the anti-hero. While the concept is timeless, the actual term was created through the realm of modern cinema. There's a diverse number of characters passing through the decades that fit the criteria. Yet perhaps the most textbook example could be the protagonist from the 2003 feature Bad Santa, a middle-aged man simply known as Willie. This is a character that lies, cheats, steals, swears at children, drinks an inconceivable amount of alcohol, and is generally extremely unpleasant to every single person he comes across.
Look who's here, Jimmy. It's Santa.
Oh, fucking right.
Let's tell him what you want for Christmas.
I'm on my fucking lunch break, okay?
On paper, this is an extremely unlikable individual, yet for some reason, we root for him while following his story. Anti-heroes are flawed, as are we. Their moral complexity mirrors our own, and just like us, they are learning and growing as they move along the path of life. Their mistakes make us think of our mistakes, and perhaps the reason we root for their redemption is the reflection of ourselves rooting for our own. So you might be curious about the contrast between the anti-hero and the villain. One we embrace and relate to, while the other we despise and detach from. Both are driven by selfish motivations, yet our emotional response differs between them. The reason for this, while not necessarily obvious, is a relatively simple formula. The anti-hero must have a glimmer of humanity alongside a noticeable vulnerability. This is what allows the viewer to truly connect with the character. It allows us to forgive them when they are unethical, but admire them when they are noble. It allows them to be angry, cowardly, and greedy, but also cheerful, brave, and empathetic.
Who the fuck is Thurman? Is that you? Is your name Thurman?
Yeah,
Thurman Merman?
yeah.
Jesus.
With relation to Jeff,
Yeah, bro. This is the guy that does the crime analysis, like the interrogation analysis. So many of these dumb motherfuckers just give themselves away. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he was doing that without getting arrested.
Oh, true?
He was telling himself all the time.
Oh, true?
I guess the truth is always shining through. You gotta come out from the law.
True. But not if you shut the fuck up. This guy is like the only guy in all these videos that shuts the fuck up. Every other person, bro, like Jody Arias, Chris Rodarte, dude, like everybody fucking just gives themselves away. Just murdered their boyfriend, murdered their whole family, murdered their girlfriend's ex-husband, like murdered. They in there talking. They in there talking.
Yeah.
This guy, champion. That's what I want to do. I want to just watch his videos.
Jeff, while many of us can't relate to the feeling of being addicted to heroin for well over a decade, we can certainly understand the feeling of sadness. While we may not be able to put ourselves directly in the shoes of an addict, we can somewhat relate to the adversity that comes with it, not to mention the incredible magnitude of the situation he is going through in this video. How he responds to this very moment is quite literally the precursor to his entire future. He is at a crossroad moment in life, where on one side is the possibility of hope, and on the other side is the outright guarantee of despair. The long-term path he goes down will be the consequences of the short-term choices he makes, all of which have to be judged and decided on while going through the early stages of heroin withdrawal.
I need methadone.
You need methadone?
Yeah, you guys can get me that methadone or what?
I don't have any. Do you have medication for it, or a prescription for it? Or?
No.
What do you need methadone for?
Because I'm a fucking junkie and you guys, I can't get no methadone. I'm gonna go through withdrawal here in a minute.
Where do you usually get your methadone from?
I don't get it. I get heroin.
Jesus
How long you been
Christ,
using
his
heroin?
teeth.
Long time, buddy. What are you trying to talk to me about here?
Talk to you about what happened last night. Look, here's the deal. Either you're in a bad set of circumstances or you went and committed an armed robbery last night.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm in a shitty, wrong place at the wrong time, obviously. I didn't commit no fucking armed robbery.
All right, then let's talk about this. Let's
I don't
not
have
keep
nothing.
up
I
the
don't talk
act.
to the police, man.
I think it's in your best interest to.
How?
Man.
I don't talk to
you're
the
sitting
police.
Here, okay.
I've been through the system, buddy. I know how
I know
it
you
works.
have. I know you have.
You're
Jeff.
not my friend.
I'm not your friend.
You're trying to fucking get me. Or you're
No,
trying
I'm not trying to get
all
you.
you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass fucking confession, and you're not gonna get one.
Jeff, I'm not going to get a
'Cause-
confession out of you for nothing.
Exactly, because I
And
didn't
I'm
do
not
nothing.
trying to get a confession out of you.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't commit no armed robbery, and y'all ain't got no fucking evidence saying I did. Let me go. All you did is find me sitting in my buddy's house because my fucking buddy's dog's going ape shit. I go outside, there are cops everywhere, and they spotlight me. They say, "Come here." I say, "What's up?" They search me. They ain't find
Hang on.
nothing. What's
Let
up?
me read this.
No.
before- Yes.
Because I'm not gonna sign it.
You don't have to sign it. But let me read it for you. Okay?
I'm not signing nothing.
You don't have to sign it. Let me read it.
You already read it to me earlier.
I know we did, but I'm going to read it to you again.
Thanks for the coat.
You're welcome. Before we ask any questions, you must understand what your rights are. If you cannot afford a lawyer and want one, a lawyer will be provided for you. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand the rights I've explained to you?
No.
Huh? Okay. Tell me what happened last night. Plain and simple. Your side of the story.
I'm not talking to you. I'm warning you.
All right. This is
I
what I
told
don't
you this
understand.
one. I told you
I
this
know,
was
but
gonna
this is
happen.
what I don't understand,
What?
Jeff. You were sitting there talking.
Bro, the second he said, I want a lawyer, this is over. Why is he still talking?
Because he really wants to get him, I guess.
Yeah, but, like, it's on camera. He's breaking his constitutional rights. The second he says, I want a lawyer, that cop needs to shut up. Get him a lawyer. And he can't talk to him again till he has one. He's invoked his right.
Yeah. Well, what did he say?
I hope he got out of it. I don't know what happened. That's the thing. Like, he has a YouTube channel now. This video is from like a couple years ago, and the interrogation was from like 2011. This guy's trying to use like every trick in the book, right? And he's just getting shut down. They say, "Oh, I'm your friend. Oh, I can help you out if you don't tell me what happened. If you don't tell me your side of the story, I can't help you out." Shut the fuck up. A cop can't help you out. He goes, "You're just trying to get a confession out of me," which is true. It's called the Reed technique. They use a specific set of steps to try to get them to snitch on themselves and get a confession out of them. And guess what? It's named after a dude who developed it, and the confession that it was based on, that he extracted, was later proven to be false, and the dude sued and won $500,000 in the case because the police pressured him into a false confession that wasn't true. So it's all bullshit anyway. All right, let's finish this up.
Just like you were ready to sit here and tell me what happened last night, and then all of a sudden I read that to you, and you screw it, I ain't talking to you. I want a lawyer. I don't understand that. What changed?
Because I told you what. I already told you what happened.
You didn't.
How didn't I?
You didn't tell me what happened last night.
How didn't I just tell you what?
But now you've handcuffed me, and I can't talk to you because you've asked for an attorney. So okay, that's fine.
Right, there it is.
But I will tell you right now, you're still on a hold for a robbery.
I know. I don't know why I need a fucking lawyer because obviously I didn't do nothing. And obviously you guys know I didn't do nothing because I've been arrested for the same bullshit before and you guys don't interview me this much. So, wham bam, thank you for the coke. Put me back in the cell.
5 hours? They've had this guy in here for 7 hours. Minimum.
All right. I know we did this twice, but I gotta do it again every time, okay? Before I ask you any questions, I gotta read your rights. You understand that? Okay. Go ahead and sign there. Let me take your gift off.
Look, I'm not signing nothing. I don't want to sign.
You don't have to sign anything. You understand your rights, though, right? Yeah. That's all I need is a verbal yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the lawyer?
When's this coke gonna be here? Or is that just a fairy tale?
It's coming. He's getting it right now. He'll be here in about 2 minutes. He has to walk to the soda machine. Coke tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
This man just wants soda.
I have enough evidence
Like what?
of the armed robbery, okay? But, you know, if you're saying you didn't do it, you need to give me your side of the story.
I didn't do it.
Okay, well, give me your side of the story. You got, I mean, convince me.
Cover up these
Because I got a lot of evidence. I got a lot of physical evidence.
Well, like what? Name the physical.
Well, I don't need to, why should I tell you that? I mean, you haven't been helpful.
He doesn't have shit.
Because I don't believe that you got any evidence.
There it is.
There's only a couple pieces of evidence I'm missing.
Name them.
What's that?
Name them.
Well, why do I need to do that? You haven't helped me out at all. You give me a little bit, I give you a little bit. We go back and forth. I give you one of my pieces of evidence, now give me a little something.
No, anything I say here can and will be used against me.
Sure, but anything you say here, I can also tell your parole officer that
What?
you helped me out.
That doesn't mean dick. There's no way.
Fact.
I
You see
didn't
what I'm
do it.
saying?
There's no way.
How drunk were you? Were you drunk?
No, I was pretty sober.
So you're in your right mind. You remember everything about the night, right? So you couldn't have done something not remembered. You couldn't have gone and robbed the place and not remembered?
Fuck, no.
Okay, so you would remember if you robbed the place. So I'm willing to go to the prosecutor, I'm willing to go to the parole officer and say, this guy's a good guy, he helped me out. He didn't do anything. I know you don't want to go back to jail, right? Back to prison?
Well, fuck, it looks like I am if and you're going to charge me with some bogus shit. You guys don't, I mean, what do you got, really? That I was at a buddy's house and I happened to come outside because you guys were fucking swarming the area and they
Which door did you come out of?
I came out of the front door. You know what? I'm not saying myself, man. I'm done, man. Fuck this. The only reason I came up here is to get a fucking Coke.
Okay. You're not getting out.
Oh, no. I can't finish it?
You can finish it.
There we go. The king.
I got things to do.
Butterfinger, you promised.
I didn't promise you that. I said we'd see what happens. All right. Like I said, you haven't helped me out at all. Why should I help you out? I got you a soda. That's good enough.
Jeff was released from custody just under 12 hours later, and that takes us to the final and perhaps the most important component of an anti-hero, the conclusion, which unfortunately in this particular case is unknown. The final outcome of this story will vary depending on the source, some with a happy ending, others a cautionary tale. One legend has it that Jeff got clean soon after his release and now works in the corporate marketing team for Coca-Cola, while another states that he was picked up the day after for the same charge and is now facing down a 15-year sentence in Georgia State Prison. If we go by the Hollywood formula, an anti-hero's actions throughout the course of their life are so drastic and single-minded that they only ever lead to salvation or destruction, and their final decision is always dictated by what they have learned and how they have changed throughout the course of the story. The paradox here is that we don't even need the theme of imprisonment to mold the outcome of this particular story, as the theme of addiction is more than enough. Whether he goes to prison or not, Jeff will either manage to get clean and rebuild his life, or he won't. He is headed for salvation or destruction no matter what, and that single concept can perhaps define Jeff as an anti-hero. His outcome is a mystery, but either way it goes, it most certainly conforms to the anti-hero's ending.
Alright.
Santa!
So, bruh got, basically. So, bro got picked up on a robbery he didn't commit, essentially.
Yeah.
And he did everything right, and he got released. But I guess he found out that that video got so famous in this community of people that analyze interrogations, and so he started this YouTube channel where he literally is The Legend of Jeff. Like, that's the name of the video. That's his YouTube channel, The Legend of Jeff, JCS. Like, he's literally the name of the channel that did the video on him that did so well. Like, that's how well he did. So I just want to see this, and then I'm going to hop off the stream. I started watching it, but I didn't finish it, so I thought I'd watch it on the stream in case anybody wanted to see it. Alright. Let me just put it in the watch party. And then, alright, let's see what happened to homeboy. You ready? You got anything to say about Jeff?
Okay. Yeah. You quit.
You got anything to say about Jeff or nah?
Right now, nah.
Alright.
Story time. Okay, so once upon a time, we're talking about the this has everything to do with the whole ordeal with the interrogation that you guys all love so much. So anyway, the one where I was over at my buddy's house and my buddy's dog's going ape shit. That's a wink. Anyway, so I was over there and the cops swarming the area or whatever, and they start trying to detain me, and I'm like, what fuck's going on? And they won't tell me, and they're like, we just need you to just hang tight for a minute and whatever. And then somebody tells them to put me in handcuffs. I was like, fuck that, what the fuck, man? I was like, I'm not gonna sit out here in the cold. I was like, I want to get my jacket out of my truck.
Testing.
They said, where's your truck? I said, that's my truck right there. And then their eyes lit up. They said, we'll go get it. I said, no. You ain't going in my truck and getting nothing. So this actually...
Smart. Fourth Amendment, illegal search and seizure. They need a warrant to get in that truck. Absolutely. Because if they go in there just because he allowed them and they find evidence of a different crime without a warrant, well, they had permission, so now they can arrest him on whatever. This man's smart. Watch. Never let him search without a warrant, bro. Or probable cause. Alright, let's go.
Plagued their whole investigation because I guess they thought that, the evidence would, because after 3 weeks of searching the entire area from the store and back and the people's house I was at, of course
I'm still watching it.
give them permission to search in and inside and out. So, they left no stone unturned. And there was nothing. The phone call that came in for the robbery, the dude was wearing a black hoodie, jeans, and a mask of some sort, but I can't remember all the rest of the description. But basically, the only part from the neck to the waist was a black hoodie, okay? Well, remember that. Anyway, they found that thingamabopper or whatever, and they showed it to the person, and the person said, they said, is this the thing that was used? And they said, no, I think it was longer and more square. Okay. Now I saw pictures of this thing. Imagine a Derringer, one of them ones that like girls carry in their purses in the Western days. Longer and more square about describes everything except that, right? Yeah. So they strike one there, strike two, searching all that area and not coming up with anything that came remotely close to a black hoodie or nothing. So they all put their eggs in one basket. It's in the truck. It's got to be in the truck. So they held me past my 24-hour hold, and they promised my parole officer that I would be getting charged, because even my parole officer was like, "Are you guys gonna let him out or what? Because if you guys ain't gonna charge him," and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna charge him." No, they were so before you can search anything, or before a cop can search anything, they got to fill out an affidavit for application for search warrant. And in that, you swear under penalty of perjury and all that these are the facts involved, and and we believe that we will find it. And they have to specify the evidence to be sought. They can't just say we want to search the entire vehicle. They got to specify the stuff they're after. So I believe that it was like $100, and ones, fives, tens, and up to a $20 bill. So they did find a $50 bill in my truck, but and in it, come to find out, it was counterfeit. But come to find out, in the search warrant, they could only confiscate up to $20 bills, because that's all that was taken in the robbery. So, haha, that was funny. But in the application itself to Judge Judge Scoville, if you're out there, you should very much take this to heart. I don't know if you know about the great injustice that has been served upon me through your court, but I don't want to say the detective's name, because I'm not 100% sure of which one actually did the affidavit for search warrant. But in the body of the affidavit, they stated that upon viewing the surveillance footage of the robbery, that the suspect was wearing, see, they couldn't get around the dark hoodie, because that's in the original 911 call, okay? So that's like from the freshest memory that the person's got. They said black hoodie, whatever, mask and jeans and whatever, So that's, from there it gets really interesting. But in the body of the thing, they said that upon viewing the surveillance.
Yo. You gotta go cook? Alright, that's fine. I was just gonna keep watching for a little bit and stay on stream probably till like 9 anyway. I was only gonna do that hour or so. Alright, bro. Yeah, I gotta cook and eat and do shit too. Alright, bro. I'll see you in a few days. We'll do this live.
Yes, sir.
Dale, bro. I'll see you then. Love you, man. No. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's get this done.
Footage of the robbery. The suspect was wearing a black hoodie and the same shirt that Mr. Pearson was wearing. when he was found. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. So, okay, you got to understand that they do these things because that's how dead set they were that the evidence would be in the truck. Like that would, and if they found anything like any fruits of a crime, that would be erased. I mean, you could argue it all day and long in court, and I mean, you might beat it in a pretrial motion, but once the cat's out of the bag, people just tend to have a hard time, because any judge knows what that's going to do, kicking out evidence of a robbery because, the cop is a liar. But what about the people that are innocent? What about the people that, what about when the evidence is not there? So, yeah. As soon as I saw that, I told my lawyer, I said, there is no way in hell my luck is that bad. So you have to go get those surveillance tapes. And sure enough, we both viewed the surveillance tape. After sitting in county jail for 4 months, we got the tapes. So they had the tapes, but he just kept forgetting a DVD player, public pretender. But yeah, so we viewed it together, and just like I told him, bam, in the grainy footage, there was no way in hell. The way they said it was unzipped, and you could see the shirt underneath was the shirt that I was wearing. Man, this robber was covered head to toe in like a black hoodie. I mean, period. I don't even think it was a zip up. So, long story short,
Bro, they had bruh locked up for 4 months on this. He didn't get released. He got locked up for 4 months on false... Bro, this is the thing, right? You can just get arrested if a cop wants to arrest you. And if you don't have the money for a good lawyer or bail even, you're fucked. You are screwed until you are able to prove your own innocence. You are guilty until proven innocent. And you can be sitting in jail for years. I've met people, because I've gone to jail, and I've met people that have been in there for years waiting, because that's jail, right? There's jail and then there's prison. Okay, so jail is where you're waiting, and you can get bonded out of jail if you have bond, but sometimes you don't have enough money for bond, or the court doesn't give you bond. You have to sit in jail waiting for your trial. So before your trial, before you are sentenced, before you have been proven guilty, right? And we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But until you are proven guilty or proven innocent, you're still sitting in jail. If you're lucky enough to have the money to bond out, okay, you're on the outside, but now you're out on bond. And now it's like you're free and out in the world, but you're still in jail. And if anything happens to you while you're on bond, you get arrested again while you're on bond, or you get pulled over, any small thing, any interaction with a cop happens again while you're out on bond, now you're going back to jail with no bond. You are super screwed now, because that bond, you might as well be on probation. You are that close to being in jail again until your trial, until you get convicted. So if you get pulled over, your registration's out of date, your license got suspended, some minor thing that you don't even know, right? You got a traffic camera thing and they sent it to an old address and you didn't realize, oh, but you're out on bond because you're fighting a fake case because a cop thought you were in the wrong place at the wrong time and decided to arrest you, right? And it could take years to get to trial, because you can go there and they can say, it could be your court date, right? Let's say 3 months later you have a court date and they say, oh, the prosecution is not ready for this one. Okay, continuance. 3 months. We'll see you again in 3 months. So now 6 months waiting. You gotta cross every T, dot every I, make sure everything's perfect for that next 3. And then you go again. Oh, another continuance. This can go on for years. And I have personally met people where I was in jail for a weekend and these people were in there for 3, 4, 5 years, and they're in their early 20s. They're like 22, 23 years old, and they've been in jail since they were 18 because they got caught up. Somebody got murdered and they think it's them, or somebody got assaulted and they think it's them. So you can be waiting in jail almost indefinitely up until your trial. So then your trial finally comes, right? Actually, I met a guy who's fascinating. He said a movie was based on his life. It's called Shadas, about I think Jamaican. You think he was Jamaican? assassins, like pay hitmen. 10 years in jail waiting on trial. So then, right, let's say your trial happens, right, and you get proven innocent. All right, you don't get anything for that time you served in jail waiting, or that time on bond that you were basically on probation, right? You don't get anything back. The money that you paid to bond out, if you paid a bondsman, it's gone. If you paid it in cash, okay, you get it back. But now you have court costs. You have court costs because you took up the court's time to prove that this arrest against you was bullshit. So now you've got to pay thousands, typically thousands of dollars, not to mention the cost of whoever your lawyer is. Maybe you have a public defender, but you still have to pay court costs even if you got a free lawyer, right? So now, and if you don't pay, you have these court costs. And if you don't pay these court costs, they can take away your license. They can, they can take away your license. They can suspend your license if you don't pay your court costs. So then you could start racking up more and more and more problems, because if you do have to drive to go to to go to your job, right, to get money to pay your court costs. Oh, well, your license was suspended because you weren't able to pay it. Okay, but I'm just trying to get to work. No. And now, you're aware that your license is suspended, so that's only one ticket that you got to pay. But now, if your license stays suspended because you still don't have the money for the court costs, plus now you have to pay either the court costs or the lawyer or both to fight this ticket, or the fine and take the points, right? Now you've got that stacked on top. So now you got to drive to work anyway. So now the second time you get pulled over, you already got that ticket last time for your license being suspended. So now you just committed a crime. Driving while license suspended with knowledge. If you're unaware, the first time they get you driving with your license suspended and you don't know, you're not going to jail. You're getting a ticket. The second time they catch you driving with your license suspended, you're going to jail now. So this motherfucker sat in jail for 4 months on a robbery charge, a felony robbery charge he didn't commit, just waiting for the lawyer to have enough time to go over a video with him and then prove to the court, hey, here's the video of the actual robber. That's not him. Right? The United States criminal justice system is so bad. It's so messed up. You can just get arrested for anything, and then they're going to offer you these pleas. They don't want to go to trial. And chances are, if you go to trial, 90% of the time, you're going to get convicted even if you didn't do it. So they're going to offer you all these things. Oh, we'll take a conviction, but just do a year of probation. You don't have to do any more jail time. We'll give you time served because maybe you were sitting in jail for 3 months, 6 months, a year. Right? So if you do go to trial and you do get convicted, then you get sent to prison if your sentence is over a year. Now, let's say you were in jail for 9 months, right? And your trial finally comes around, you get convicted, you get a year plus a day, right? You can do a year minus a day and you stay in jail. But if you do a year plus a day, you have to go to prison. So you've been in jail for 9 months. Here's the thing most people don't know about prison sentences. If you are sentenced to prison, at least in the state of Florida, every state it's a little bit different, but in the state of Florida, you only have to do a certain percentage, which I believe is 85% of the sentence. Let me confirm that. How much time of a prison sentence must be served? Yeah, in Florida, it's 85%. So for a year, that's a little bit more than 9 months, right? So every week, essentially, when you're sentenced, every week you get 1 day of gain time. That's what they call it, gain time. So every 7 days, you lose 1 day. So if you are sentenced to 52 weeks plus 1 day, right? That's 52 times 7. You're getting 52 days of gained time. With each week that you serve, you gain that 1 day. And so at the end of your sentence, right, instead of doing 366 days when your time runs out, all that gain time, right, one for every week, is added on. 52 days for 52 weeks. So that's almost 2 months. So it's actually 10 months. Okay, so it's about 10 months. Usually, though, you'll gain time doing other things. So if you are in, for example, the cafeteria, maybe in the cafeteria every week you gain another day of gain time. So now you only have to serve 5 out of every 7 days. So now your time goes down a little bit more. So typically on a year and a day prison sentence, typically you serve about 9 months. But let's say that you've been in jail for, like Christian. Christian's a phenomenal example. How much time of a prison sentence must be served in Virginia? 50%? Unless there's a mandatory minimum. That is really low. Wow. Okay, so Christian. Let's say, right, that Christian is charged with a misdemeanor for, you guys know what Christian did. Christian sat in jail for almost 2 full years. So, and there's no trial yet, right? Christian has awaited trial for almost 2 years. Christian was just recently released, but essentially not on bond, because nobody paid a bond, but out on own recognizance, an ROR, released on own recognizance. So Christian is out right now, but they're still awaiting trial. So they're basically still in jail. They're still under the state's custody. They're just out and about. And nobody knows exactly the conditions that Christian has to meet while outside. They might be in a halfway house or something awaiting trial. They might have a pretrial diversion program or something. Nobody knows. But, right, let's say Christian was in jail for all that time. But the maximum sentence, because a felony, right, here's the difference between a misdemeanor and a felony. Typically, I could be super wrong about this, but as far as I understand, maybe there are some exceptions. But typically, a felony is anything that the sentence is over a year, and a misdemeanor, the sentence is no more than a year. There might be some variation, there might be some difference, but typically you're not going to go to prison for a conviction on a misdemeanor. Typically, you will only go to prison for a conviction on a felony where the amount of time you are given is more than 365 days, minimum 366 days, at least in the state of Florida. Maybe in other states it's different, right? So Christian does 2 years, but has a misdemeanor charge, right? So the maximum amount of time that can be convicted for Christian on this misdemeanor is 1 year. Oh, but they've been waiting 2 years to get convicted to serve 1 year, right? So what'll probably happen is the time will come, even if there's a conviction, they're going to give Christian maybe concurrent. Instead of concurrent means at the same time. Let's say you have 5 charges, right? And you get convicted for all of them, and you end up getting 5 years for each charge. Now, that could be 25 years, but if you're able to have your sentences run concurrent to each other, then they all happen at the same time, and you only have to do 5 years. And if you're in Virginia, you only have to do 2.5 years. If you're in Florida, you only have to do 50 months instead of 60. So you're going to get 10 months off, almost a year off. So you're going to do just over 4 years and 2 months, basically. Right? So that's concurrent. All those at the same time. But if you also have 5 charges, each one carrying 5 years, and you get convicted of each one, they can also do consecutive sentences. So now you've got to serve 25 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 consecutive sentences. So what they might do for Christian is, since Christian was in jail awaiting trial for 2 years, is now who knows how long Christian will be on pretrial released on their own recognizance. It's sort of like bond, but they weren't bonded out. What they might do is have 2 charges or 3 charges, figure out a way to do that, and then say, okay, we're going to run these charges consecutive. So even though it's misdemeanors, right, and the maximum is a year, because Christian has already done more than a year of jail time, they have to find a way within the system to make it so that they didn't mess up. They didn't keep Christian locked up longer than the sentence for Christian's crimes allows. So they will come up with something like, oh, these are consecutive 6-month sentences or 1-year sentences that add up to the amount of time that Christian was in jail already. Conviction served, you're convicted of this misdemeanor for life, but you have time served. You already served the time, right? So before you're convicted, you have the ability to have already served your time for the crime. But here's the worst part, right? Let's say it's Christian. Christian goes to trial. They find out it was all hype. Chris Chan, for some reason, thought it was cool to lie about the thing Chris Chan was convicted, or not convicted, I'm sorry, was alleged of doing that everybody on the internet was talking about at the time of the arrest, and now everybody's talking about again. Let's say it's all fake. What does Chris Chan get for the 2 years of life that were wasted, even though, let's face it, Chris Chan wouldn't have been doing much better outside of jail, probably did better inside of jail than outside of jail, to be completely fair. But what does Chris Chan get for those 2 lost years of life if they are found innocent? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The only time people get something is when someone is convicted of a crime and then they start serving that sentence, and then during their sentence an appeal comes out, something comes out where it's found out it was all fake. They were falsely convicted, which is the worst thing that can happen to a person, I think. Then they can sue, and typically there are statutes in place that will determine, oh, we're going to give you like $1 million or $100,000 for every year of your life that you served wrongfully in prison. But that doesn't apply when you were just sitting in jail waiting to prove your innocence, right? You were essentially doing the time for a crime you did not commit, a crime you were just alleged of. That is how the system works. So Jeff was in jail for 4 months on a crime that he did not commit, just waiting to be able to prove his innocence. And he might have even gotten convicted, right? Because he's got a public defender. He doesn't have the money to pay for a fancy lawyer. Nothing like that, right? He could have gotten falsely convicted, and how would he have fought it? He would have kept getting public defenders to do appeals on appeals on appeals. But if the courts want to screw you, bro, they're going to screw you. And even if you come out innocent, you have those court costs to deal with. Dude, it is... The United States justice system does not bring justice to anyone. The United States justice system is absolutely terrible. Do your best not to get arrested. Don't talk to cops. Even at a traffic stop, don't talk to them. Do you know how fast you were going? I was going the speed limit. Even if you know that you were breaking the speed limit, don't admit. Because as soon as you've admitted it to that cop, oh no, I was only going 5 miles over, not 20. Boom! You were breaking the law. You just admitted that you were breaking the law. You're basically, that's called the alternative question, right? You're trying to admit to something, oh, that's not as bad. It doesn't matter. It's like at my job, right? My job has this system, point system, where if you are late, less than 30 minutes, you get half a point. So on days where I'm rushing to work and I realize I'm going to be late about 1 minute because I got to park, scan my key card, get inside, walk to where I work, scan my card, and then walk all the way to the front, which is where I work, right? I realize, oh, I'm going to end up being about a minute late. I can take my time because the consequence for being 1 minute late is the same as the consequence for being 29 minutes late, which is a little bit ridiculous. Shoot, what was I talking about? Oh, okay. So if you were pulled over by the police for speeding, it doesn't matter if you're speeding 1 mile over the limit or 50 miles over the limit. If you admit to that 1 mile, that's it. You get your ticket. You're speeding. You're done. Never talk to cops. Never admit anything. Never admit guilt, even on a lesser charge, right? Did you know you had to tail that out? No, you're the first person telling me. I'll go get that fixed right away. Sorry about that. I had no idea. How fast were you going? Speed limit, 60? I was going 59. I was going 60 exactly. I was not speeding. Never admit to it. Even if they're telling you you're lying and they know you're lying and they got you on radar, you don't admit it. You don't know if something's wrong with that radar. That's what an attorney is going to say, right? As long as you don't admit that you were speeding, an attorney is going to go and say, when was the last time that radar was checked? How do you know that radar is working properly? How do you know you didn't clock somebody else and just pull over my client by accident? My client never admitted to speeding. Boom. But as soon as you admitted to speeding and the cop can now say he admitted to going 5 miles over the limit, you're done, bro. There's no defense. There's no getting out of that because you admitted to breaking the law. So don't talk to cops. Don't let yourself get arrested. Don't admit to any of it, okay? Just trust me. This system is messed up, and it has ways on ways on ways on ways of keeping people impoverished, keeping people down, especially brown and black people, keeping people down, bro. My homeboy, you know what? My homeboy just recently got arrested on some bullshit. He had a legally registered firearm. He had just gone to the shooting range with his legally registered firearm, and he had some medicinal marijuana in his car. He gets pulled over by a cop because he sees that he had the target from the shooting range in his back seat. Cop looks in, sees that there's a firearm, even though it's in its holster, right? He arrests him. He sees that there's marijuana. He arrests him on armed trafficking, even though it's a legally registered firearm and it's a legally registered weed. It's medicinal weed, right? Armed trafficking? Are you kidding me? Nah. So they take his weed, they take his gun. So now we had to help this man. He got out of jail. Thankfully, the bond judge realizes there is no probable cause for the stop in the first place. So it doesn't matter what you had. Sometimes the justice system pulls through, but this man still had to go to jail, still had to pay for a lawyer, still had to deal with everything, even though he had a legally registered firearm and legally purchased weed. And don't go on that, oh, if you're a medical marijuana patient, you can't own a gun. Not here in Florida. There's no law that says that as far as I'm aware. I'll double check on that. Can you, I don't think that, it takes away your Second Amendment rights. Own a gun if you have a marijuana card. It is illegal for anyone if they use a controlled substance. Really? It is illegal for anyone to buy or possess a firearm if they use a controlled substance, including medical marijuana. Really? The THC in cannabis is supposed to classify under a Schedule 1 drug. Well, yeah, but that's fucking bullshit. That's a whole other story we could talk about, which is why it's becoming decriminalized and legalized in state by state, but not federally yet, which means it's prohibited to produce, possess, or sell it. It is illegal for anyone. Really? The ATF requires a form to be filled out when purchasing a gun, which requires you to answer questions about using. Where is this? What state is this? This isn't Florida, is it? In the state of Florida, you can legally own a gun or semi-legally treat an illness using marijuana, but the harsh reality is you can't. Really? Damn. Well, my homeboy's charge got dropped at the first opportunity, but I didn't know this. Technical term for dispensary is a medical marijuana treatment center, MMTC. There are currently over 400 dispensaries. Yeah, they keep popping up like crazy with a wide variety of medical blah, blah, blah. Approximately 700,000 individuals have been legally approved for medical marijuana. There were originally some questions about how difficult it would be to implement the voter-created addition to the Florida Constitution, but now it appears if lawmakers are on track, there are still roadblocks to those hoping to use marijuana legally. First, non-medical use is unquestionably illegal in the state of Florida, and you can be arrested without a medical card. Second, marijuana is a controlled substance. According to federal law, this means that even with a medical card, the federal government can't come after you. That is true, but they're not going to come after you for personal use. They're trying to get people that are illegally trafficking. Okay, so the gun I didn't know that. All right, it's after 9. I said I was going to end the stream at 9. I actually kind of went off. So, yeah. What's up, Admiral Nelson? Bro, I didn't even see you. Okay, but that's on a federal level, and that's only because federally, right? Federally, marijuana is still a Schedule 1 drug. But on a state level, like, what are the state laws? These are federal laws saying, but they're saying anyone uses, so like if you use cocaine, if you use heroin, like you can't own a gun, right? But how do you prove that the person uses heroin or cocaine? I guess it's harder because you can prove that somebody uses marijuana if they have a medical marijuana card. But you can also, like, you can not take your prescription, right? You can get it prescribed and then not take it. They're not forcing you to smoke weed. Even if you're paying out of pocket, you're paying out of pocket for everything, right? And this is on a federal level, right? So I'm sure they're figuring this out state by state. And they got to figure out how to, like, decriminalize it federally eventually, because that class 1 thing, I mean, that's a whole nother topic, but still. Legal community, yeah, they're not going to go after users in decriminalized states. What about owning guns? At least one Florida firearm experts believe this may be an issue. Eventually, someone will get made of an example of to dissuade other people from having both a medical marijuana card and a firearm. People need to be aware that they can run afoul of federal law. Okay, but that's federal, right? A state cop is not going to pull you over and hit you with federal charges. The FBI, the DEA are going to hit you with federal charges. So they'll get a trafficker, right? They'll get a big-ass trafficker that does have a gun and get him on federal charges, get a big-ass case against him, and then send him to federal prison. But a state arrest, breaking a Florida state statute, I don't know about all that. Like that I don't know. Maybe they do like transfer people over and then they get, I think you get federally indicted separately. Like maybe you get arrested by the state police and then the FBI picks up the case and gives you a second indictment or something. Or they completely transfer it over, or you have to serve a state sentence and a federal sentence. I've heard of that. There is no gun registry, so it's impossible for the hypothetical federal prosecutor to go hunting without probable cause. No matter the real-world risk, it is certainly not advised to be in possession of both. Okay, people need to... Yeah, there is no registry. Exactly, there's no federal registry. Wait, no. What? The question is, that we receive from multiple people is a little bit different. Does medical marijuana card interfere with my concealed weapons or firearm license? The direct answer is no. While federal law likely allows federal agents to force Florida to retract that license, just having one is not a violation. The issue is not with the license itself, but rather harkening back to the original violation. Seldom would a person own a concealed weapons license without also owning a firearm, a right that is out of bounds for a medical marijuana card holder. That sucks. So far, this article has not discussed any situations where it is likely that... That's the thing. How likely... Okay, so it's technically illegal. How likely is it that the feds are going to come after you if you are a, like, medical marijuana user, just personal use, you're not a trafficker, and you happen to own a gun for protection or home safety or whatever? Like, that seems a little bit ridiculous. And it seems like they don't even have cases to refer to, because the only person that this would apply to is somebody that the feds think is worth their time. They're not going to waste time on somebody like my buddy who gets pulled over with his gun and his legal weed, right? The case gets dropped because that's a state case. The feds aren't going to even pick that up. The state won't even pick it up. So, yeah. Thanks, Nelson. All right, y'all boys. Y'all be good. This has been fun. This has been absolutely fun. I'm going to do this again very, very soon. I'm going to try to make a habit of this. I promise you. And I swear to God, I'm going to cut this down and turn it into a proper video. But for now, that's all I got. It's getting late. It's 9/11. Whoop, whoop. Dab. Dab, if you remember 9/11. Sad. Sad. I was in 2nd grade. I remember that shit. Everybody got picked up. I was one of the last ones. God damn. They would always pick me up late. I would always hang out at school till like 4 or 5 p.m. I was always the latest one to get picked up because my grandma wanted to like not have me home. I think I don't really know. Whatever. But yeah, it's 9/11. Let's get out of here, y'all boys, y'all girls. Let's do it. Have a good night.